Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tammy White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class where today we're going to be making this. It is a really fun magic card, a little bit different than some of the magic cards I've done in the past, and super easy to make. You just pull out the tab and the color magically appears. It is so fun. Everybody's going to love this card. I'm going to be using the Stampin' Up! Whiskey Business stamp set today, and this is actually part 2 in a 2-part series. So if you want to catch part 1, you want to check out my blog at stampwithtami.com, and or you can click on the link in this video's description, and it is up there. And I want to say a huge welcome to everybody who has jumped on board. Let's see, I want to let you know what you guys can win today. Today, I'm giving away the Well Suited bundle. If you are watching live, or if you are watching the replay anytime between now and April 30th, all you need to do is drop a comment into the original video, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. All of these count, and even the replays all count. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this. As long as you're watching it before April 30th. And if you share this video onto a social media platform like Facebook or YouTube or Pinterest and type the word shared into the comments, you will be entered a second time as a super thank you from me. And I give something away on all of my live stream classes. So you can download the PDF to this class on my blog. I have a resource page. I have one for all of my video classes, and they are linked. I try to make it easy for you to find. Just click on the link in this video's description, Facebook or YouTube, and it's up there. And you just click on that. If you don't see it, just simply go to stampwithtami.com and click videos, and you'll find all of my hundreds and hundreds of video tutorials. And you might want to check out a few other ones while you're there. All right, so let's pop down to the table and see what we're going to be making today. I'm going to be using the Whiskey Business stamp set. Oh, the table camera is not working today. Uh-oh, that's not good. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. I'm getting a big error on it. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. All right, so let's go back over here so you can look at something fun while I'm playing with the cameras. You know what? It always waits until I go live, right? And then something always happens. Let's see. Oh boy. No, it is definitely not wanting to cooperate. Huh. Oh, all right. I think we're back. Okay, let's see if this... Nope. It's on, but it isn't. Oh boy. You know, it's Friday. These things are supposed to happen on Monday. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, it shows that it's on the camera, but it doesn't show that it's showing on the... Well, there you go. There's me. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I can do something with that camera. Let's see what I can figure out since it's not working. Boy, this stinks. I've been looking forward to this all day. All right, let me... Oh, jeez. I don't know if I can do this easily. I'm thinking that I can move a camera, but I can't. Oh, poop. All right, let me give it one more try. I feel like, I mean, it's showing on my screen, so let's see what happens. Nothing. Darn it. Well, I guess I will be back. I guess I'm going to have to come back because I can't get this to work. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Welcome to Friday, right? Ooh, did you see that? Did that come back? Is that... Yes! Woo! Woohoo! Yay! All right. Oh, man. I'm telling you, they always keep me on my toes. This always something. But yay. Okay, so hopefully this stays on the whole time. That was simply strange, but... So anyways, let's jump right into the project. Never mind that. Let's just stamp in case it happens again, so we can be we can be well into it. Thank you guys for sticking with me. All right, so here's what we're making. This is the new, and like I said, this is a little different than what I would normally, my normal magic cards normally are more like this. So this one's a little different. I was inspired by Ashley Pfeiffer and Kelly Pitts with this style card. Very cool and super easy to make. Okay, so also it has, you know, a place that you can sign as well as your magic parts here. So just a quickie, and I'll put this one up on my blog next week so you can see. This would have been my older style magic card. So there's two different ones there, and I have some videos for the older one. All right, let's get started. I am going to start stamping, and I'm actually going to be using on this project two different black inks. And the reason for the two different black inks is because we need the memento for the alcohol markers. So we're going to be coloring with alcohol markers today. And we need to use the memento ink for that, because if I use StazOn, it's got alcohol in it, and the two, something about the two together, they cancel each other out and it bleeds. Weird, right? However, I need the StazOn because it's a permanent ink and we're stamping on a window sheet, and memento won't stamp on the window sheet. It's a different style ink. So there you go, two inks. And that's why. So we're going to start with the memento. And I've pre-cut my labels, and these labels came from the Ornate Frames stamp set. So I just put a little arrow there so you can see that's the die I cut. And I actually cut 3 of those. And here we go. So 1 white, 1 out of copper foil, and 1 from the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. So this is the paper that I used in the last card as well. It's called In Good Taste. Really great paper. Really great paper. I showed the whole collection on the last one, all the different sheets. So you can check part 1. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go over to either this video resource page or stampwithtami.com and check it out. That one is for the, we called it the Bendy Bar card. Jeanette Howard had designed this. So it's super, super fun, folds down flat. And then I added in at the end this little spot that you can sign it. So I showed the Designer Series paper there too. All right, I'm going to just move these two aside for the moment while we do our stamp, and I'll pull them back in after. So the words I'm going to use on this are straight up, you're the best. There we go. And I'm going to just go ahead and do all of the stamping at once. So we'll start, I'll do all the stamping that uses the memento, and then I'll switch over to the StazOn. Okay, so next, this is going to be our inside insert. So I stamped, you didn't have to stamp on this one, but I did because it was fun. And I stamped your top shelf. And I put it up towards the top because the bottom isn't going to come all the way out. So I stamped that kind of on either side just to add a little fun to that part of the card. When you pull it out, it has a little surprise in it, and there's little surprise words on it. Okay, and the last piece that I'm going to stamp with memento ink, I'm just holding it out there so you can see which ink I'm using here, is the bottle. Oh, thank you, Diane. That's really sweet. She says your cards are always amazing. This one, you know, this week I just really was in love with this stamp set and how fun it is to color, and the different coloring on it. So I had some fun with it. Okay, so that is all I'm stamping in memento. I have all of the measurements for this on the PDF, and so you can download that resource page measurements, and I've written down, these are actually the same measurements here, keep it simple. Okay, now I'm doing my last piece of stamping. I'm going to switch over to the StazOn ink. So I'm moving to the permanent ink here. I did this in memento because I'm coloring with markers. These two probably didn't matter either way, but the window sheet does matter. That one needs to be permanent ink. So I'm going to use the bottle that I just stamped, so I'm going to need to clean that. So I'm going to bring in here Stampin' Scrub. Just spritz it with some Stampin' Mist and clean one side, clean the other, and we are good to switch it and put it into another ink. I'm actually just going to make sure it's all dry first too. Stamp that on some scrap paper. Oh, we are good. Okay, so now I'm going to be stamping it on the window sheet. You know what? Do I want to? You know what? Yeah, let's do this. Although I don't know that it matters. I think if I just stamp it in the middle of the window sheet, we're good. I'm going to line it up after, so I think we're good. Just wasn't sure if I should line up before or after. Sometimes that stays on ink is a little sticky, but this one, you know, I don't know if you guys have stays on, but it smells really yummy. Did you want to come be on my live with me? Are you sure?
Positive.
Come on over. You can say hi.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys get a special treat today. Because not only do you get to listen to him, but you can meet my contractor, Scott. There you go. You can say hi. He's the one making all the noise in the background, and he's the one that's going to make our beautiful studio so that I can go back down to my studio again.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
All the sheetrock.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, he ran out. Doesn't have enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just called him.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. I'll touch base after. All right. Thanks. So there you go. Special treat. You get to see what's happening behind the scenes. Okay. So back down to stays on. We are stamping. And oh yeah. See, this is what happens when you show up in my. You show up in the middle of my live stream. You end up on my class. But I guess we won't be listening to any more sawing today. I think it sounds like he's run out of sheetrock, so I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow for some more sawing. So on the bright side, you guys only have to listen to me talk now. You don't have to listen to the background. I was getting kind of used to it, actually. I even put up a little disclaimer here because the last video I made was really, there was a lot going on downstairs, and I was like, I might want to put that on there. Okay, so I just stamped this on the window sheet, and we are going to just put that aside for now. These are so I'm just showing you again. These are the pieces that they're all stamped and ready to go. So next up, I am going to cut our frame for the front. Okay, and that is this piece right here. So I've got some black cardstock, and I am going to use the stitched shapes dies. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the stitched shapes because they're retiring. These are stitched rectangles. So it's the 3rd and the 5th smallest, the two sizes that you want. And I'll bring in a big shot. And you guys are going to have to back out a lot further than that. I know you guys don't want to get dizzy, right? So what I've got here is a piece of black, just basic black scrap paper here. And these don't need to be lined up on the scrap paper so much as the little one needs to be lined up inside the big one to make a perfect frame. Okay, sorry. I just moved that bottom plate over, and when I did that, it moved my frames. Ta-ta. Okay. And we're going to crank that through. And when we're done, I'm going to pull that out. Now we can save that for another project, but that gives us our frame that we're going to use on the front. And actually, you know what? I moved that out and I wasn't quite done with it yet. So I'm going to bring it back in because we also need to cut out the window that frame is going to go on in the front of the card. So for that, I'm using the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. That down there. And this is the same paper we used. Let's see. I'm debating whether to do the smaller or the larger. I guess I'm going to go with the smaller, right? Yeah. Yeah. We'll go with the smaller one. This is the same designer series paper that I used on the bendy bar card too. Yeah, I'm with you, Tina. She says I use the stitch shapes or rectangles on almost all my cards. I do. I love them. The stitch shapes, I can't even believe they're retiring. I mean, it's such a great die set. It's got circles, it's got squares, it's got ovals, it's got everything in it. But alas, you know, we must move on. So we've got our window cut out of that. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm not 100% happy that it's in the middle. So I'm just going to... I'm going to take it. I'm just going to put it over a hair there to cut off a little bit. I could do that with my scissors too if I wanted to. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to crank it back through the... Oh. A little Friday fun for us, right? You know, first the camera's not working. Always a good time. Hey, you know what? The saw and the banging are done downstairs for now. And just in time, right? It's all good. Okay, so now I've cut that out, and now we're ready for our base. So the base is, this is half of a 8.5 by 11. So I've cut it. This is 11 by 4 1/4. So you just need one sheet of 11 by 4 1/4. And then you're going to want to take your paper cutter. And I am going to score this in half. So there's 2 blades on this paper trimmer here. And I'm going to take the lighter one for scoring. Sue says, you are brave for putting those dies down without sticking them first. You know what? I do actually use a Post-it note to hold them in place often. I found more on the smaller, when I use the smaller shot, mini Stampin' Cut machine. I use those more. On the larger one, I feel like they're a little bit more stable. Okay, so this is going to be our base. And we are going to just need to cut a slit in the top here. And you can do this multiple ways. This is 3 3/4 is the width here. I actually think I might even want it a little bit smaller than that. I do. You know what? I think I have the measurements on that wrong. It should be 3 1/2. I'm actually going to go ahead and flip that over and do it just because that's not enough space. We'll go ahead and restamp it after. Because we need to have adhesive here, we would just want to have enough room for that. So you can either measure 3 1/2 out, or you can just, if you're really lazy like I am right now, you just take a pen and just mark. I'm marking on the inside, so you're not going to see it. So I just put little marks there where that's going to end. And so basically what that, see how that gave us a little slit up there? That is where our tab, let's double check it, make sure we got it wide enough. We do, good. That's where our tab's going to pull in and out. Okay. Alrighty. Now, where do we go from here? You want to restamp that? Let's go ahead and restamp that. Sorry about that. That probably means my measurements on the PDF were wrong. I probably wrote them wrong, and I'm really sorry about that. So that is 3 1/2 on the Whisper Whites, and both of them can be the same. So it says 3 3/4 if you want to cut them at 3 1/2. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I said 3 1/4, 3 1/4. I did, and that is. Now I'm just getting to the point where I'm just getting silly with myself. All right, so it's actually 3, and I just cut it down twice now, but it's actually 3 1/4, and it is correct on the free PDF. Just so you know, it is correct on the PDF. I just didn't pay attention when I cut this. Okay, final measurement. I swear, 5 inches by 3 1/4. On the bright side, look at I can still make this work. And they're gonna get top shelf on the front and back of that one. Whoever gets that one's going to get an added bonus. Will you do a tour of your new studio? Diane, it's not really a stamping studio. I wish it was. Believe me, I wish it was. It's just a dedicated spot where I can do videos, because right now I'm in my office in the middle of the house doing videos. And as you can see, people are constantly walking through here and it just doesn't work. So I'm like, I can stay here for, temporarily, but I need to get back down into my dedicated space. So yeah, I can give you a tour, but it's not going to be as exciting as if it were actually a stamp room. Someday, though. Someday I dream of having a stamp room. We'll see. Like the cool kids. Okay, so next up, before we go ahead and start putting this together, let's color. I've got my, this is going to be our insert. It's actually going to be inside. And so the markers that I'm using here are listed on that free PDF. Aren't you lucky, Peggy? She says, it's beautiful outside. My goodness. I don't know where you are, but it's actually snowing here in Massachusetts. Unbelievable. Yeah, the middle of April and it's snowing. I think Mother Nature's drunk. So I'm taking some light Daffodil Delight. These are Stampin' Blend markers. They're the alcohol markers. They're combo sets. They come in a light and dark of each. So I just took a little bit of the darker Daffodil Delight. Now I'm just doing that right in the center of the bottle. Okay. We all dream of stamp rooms, don't we? Okay, so next up I am using cinnamon cider. I have crumb cake on here from the last one, but I'm not actually using that one today. I'm just using, I'll bring this in here so you guys can see the colors. Daffodil Delight, Balmy Blue, and cinnamon cider for the colors today. And, awkward, need those glasses. Yeah, my leftiness is getting in the way right now. I want you to be able to see the project because my hand just wants to cover it. My lefties out there can totally understand where I'm going with this. Okay, so this was light cinnamon cider, and then I'm going to go in with a dark cinnamon cider. And I kind of just did the bottom, maybe the corner there of the bottle. Maybe a little bit on top, but not too much. And then I'm going to go back with that light daffodil, blend it all together. Gives it that amber look of a fine whiskey, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really a whiskey drinker. I just thought the card was cool. Thank you. Thanks for the understanding, Sue. She understands the leftiness. Now I'm taking a little color lifter, and that's just going to pop some of the color up for us. And then to finish it off, I've got the light Balmy Blue. Oh, it was as easy as it looked. It really was. I mean, it was almost scribbling too. If you're paying attention, all I did was, a little circle in the middle of the yellow and then colored around it with the cinnamon cider and then just a little highlights with the darker. That's it. That's it. It's as easy as it looks. No magic in that, but there will be magic in a minute with this card. So now I'm just taking the Balmy Blue. This is the light Balmy Blue. I am going to zoom in a little for you guys here. This is the light Balmy Blue. And maybe just I'll hair it back out again because I want to make sure it's actually focusing on what I want it to focus on. Camera's not cooperating today. So I'm just kind of following the sketched part of the image with the blue. So I'm not coloring the whole thing in. Just a little bit of reflection is what it's giving it. And it just makes the whole thing pop. Super, super cool. Okay. Now we can start with some assembly. So we've got our pieces all cut and ready to go. I'll bring them all in here so we can play. I guess we'll start with the label parts. we've got our ornate layers labels. Okay, we've got these guys, and I've got my base, our frame, and then our frame that goes inside the frame. Got 2 frames there. Okay, so first let's go ahead and do this part. So I am going to put these aside for a minute. I'm going to do the label by cutting. So I'm cutting the ends of the copper off. I did kind of, I didn't want, oh, and I'll show you this. If I just do it straight like this, and then I put this over it, that would make a great perfume bottle. You are so right, Suzanne. You can, I don't know, it's me, and maybe you can't really see it, but I feel like you can see that little edging there, and that's why I kind of cut it in at an angle so that that little edging didn't show. But I guess that's personal, so if you're fine with it, don't take the extra time. And then we'll just take some seal adhesive. Hang tight, Sue. She's getting excited. Hang tight. We're getting there. We're getting there. She's like, did you cut it down? I'm not there yet. One thing at a time. I was going to start with the labels, and then we'll work our way in. Okay, so this just gives it a little pop. Little special something on the edge there. And then that third label that we cut out of the Designer Series paper, the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, I'm folding that in half. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on both halves. And then I'm going to attach that to the top of this. That's the pull tab. That's how you're going to pull it out. Now, one more thing. This is the stopper. I promised you guys I'd show you how to do a stopper, because the last time I did a magic card, everybody was, not everybody, a few people were very concerned that the this piece comes out, right? And I was like, why wouldn't you want it to come out? You know they're going to take your card apart to figure it out, right? And then you just pop it right back in again. But I promised I would show you how to do the stopper. So this is just a little strip, and I do have these measurements on the PDF. And I'm just going to add this to the bottom. Can you guys hear that wind? Now Scotty's done cutting stuff downstairs, the construction downstairs for the night, and now the wind's kicked in. It's crazy here today. It was snowing. I can't believe it. So I've just trimmed that down a little bit. We don't need a lot here. We don't need a lot of overhang. Just a tiny little bit of overhang there. And you're not going to see any of that, so it doesn't matter how even it is. And let's go ahead and attach our frame to our frame. I think, let's see. And I cut a little extra out there because I didn't feel like it was in the middle. So it gave me a little bit of playroom there. Yeah, see, now it's in the middle. Now I feel like it's in the middle. All right. So. Let's go ahead and attach this. So the window sheet, I'm going to trim down. I'm going to trim down and I'm going to attach it. Actually, I'm trying to decide which is a better order to do this in. Should I do the window sheet first or should I do the base first? I'm going to need to do a little bit of trimming down on both. Let's go ahead and do the base part of it. Okay. So this I'm going to want to go right, say there. Okay. So let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back because I want that to be right smack in the middle of the frame that I cut. Okay, so I'm actually trimming this down. This was, my measurement was, I cut these too big. If you missed that section. Just if you're coming in late and you're going back to watch the replay, just know that the measurements on the PDF are correct, and the measurements that I cut were not. Okay. It doesn't matter what side because these are both the same. So I have no adhesive on this. I only have adhesive on the white sheet for the second. Okay, I just want to line that up exactly where I want it in the middle of this frame. Okay, so only this white piece is stuck onto our base. Okay, so now I'm going to line up the window sheet, and we're going to put some adhesive on the back of, right? Yes. I feel like I'm missing a step. Yes. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Yes, I'm okay. Am I? No. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Okay. You know what it is? I know what it is. You know, when you start off on the wrong foot and like everything just boomerangs. Yeah, it's like that. But it's okay, right? You guys are okay with that? Okay, so I need to cut. I need to cut a window. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right. I need to cut a window out of this base, or you're not going to see the actual magic happening. Oh, I love you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for bearing with me on a Friday afternoon, having some fun. In the middle of a snowstorm, in the middle of April. Ah, good times. Okay. And I think what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and attach this piece, because that way I can see exactly where I want to cut. Okay. Well, thanks, you guys. You guys are awesome. The best part is that I got the camera fixed, right? That's the most important part, because honestly, I was so bummed out when that broke. I was like, what the heck? No, I've been looking forward to this all day. I've been looking forward to doing this one all week. I love magic cards. You know what? I'm sorry for this, but I do need my readers, because, yeah. All right, just want to make sure that is exactly in the middle. Okay, I know, I'm very sorry. I did not explain what I just did. Okay, so I attached the frame piece to the top of the base here. Okay, now what I had missed originally, which I should have done probably when I had the Stampin' Cut machine out, but it's okay. We're just a little. I like to do all the cutting at once, all the coloring at once, all the stamping at once, but it's totally okay if you do them out of order. It's not going to hurt anything. Now I just need to cut this window out of our base, or you're not going to see the actual magic happen, which is kind of important, right? When you got when you got magic coming. Oh, thanks, Noelle. Looks like it wasn't perfectly on there, but that's okay. Just trim that off. And it looks like we got a little bit of the suede in there. I almost don't care if that shows. There was like a little reveal of the suede. I almost don't even care if it's there. It's such a small amount. Okay. Okay, so now, now it makes a lot more sense, right? Now when you're looking at it, you're like, I get it now. Okay. All right, so, but I am going to move this. I don't feel like it's straight. Now that I've cut that out, I don't feel like it's straight. You know, I feel like you guys don't watch me because I'm good. I feel like you guys watch me because I show you how to make mistakes, and I show you that everybody makes them, right? Because I can't say that I've ever done a video that was perfect, right? And that's okay, right? because it's all part of the fun. Some of my best projects have come from some of my biggest mistakes. Like the coolest techniques that I've learned have come from some of my biggest mistakes. Okay. Let's try that one again. So I'm lining that up, and I'm hoping that that little crinkle isn't going to show. It doesn't. Okay. All right. We are back in business. Woo! So, now we're going to attach that window sheet. Now we need to line this up with this. And how I'm going to make that happen and make it stay perfectly is I'm going to go ahead and put this adhesive right around that frame. Okay, so this adhesive all around that frame. I'm going to line up the window sheet so it's perfect. And then just bam. So when I close that, now it's perfect, right? It's perfectly lined up, but I can lift it, and we've got our 2 layers here. Oh, we're getting close. We are getting close. Okay, here's where the magic comes in. This is it. It's this piece right here. Okay, so remember that little slit I cut in the top, you know, a year ago? Not really. Look, it hasn't even been that long. It's been, yeah, right? I'm like, you know, sometimes videos go on for an hour. Mine don't usually, but, you know. So when this comes in, boom. Okay. Now I am going to need, now obviously we're going to close the sides. I am going to need to trim these down even more. And I'll show you why as we go. But when we put the adhesive around the edge here, I don't want these little nubs to get stuck on it, on the adhesive, because that won't be fun. It takes all the fun out of the stopper when it gets stuck. Okay, so now I'm going to use tear tape. So we've got that kind of in there. Tear tape is going to hold the whole thing together. Make sure you love it before you put this down. Make sure everything's lined up the way you want it. Because once you put the tear tape in there, it's not really easy to take it apart again. Okay. Then we are just going to pull the backing off of that tear tape. Now, while this is still open, I'm just going to show you what the inside mechanism is going to do. Okay, so we don't want that on there. We don't want that attached at all. Okay, so inside, pretend this is closed. Now you're just getting an inside view. See how that stopper, that little piece we put on the bottom is a little bit longer than the slit. So it's holding it. It's holding it from shutting. And those stoppers need to be shorter than the adhesive on the edge. Okay, so that's how it works. So now you got the inside scoop. Get the inside scoop on everything today. On my how the construction's going in the house, how the camera isn't working, and how the inside mechanism of the magic card, which is what I originally came here to show you, works. I'll just call this episode Magic and Behind the Scenes with Tami. All right. I just want to make sure that this doesn't get stuck on the sticky strip when I shut. This, you know, the stopper on the bottom there. Okay, because now it's time to shut. This is it. This is your final word on where everything's going, right? Shut it. And boom. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I cannot, I'm not going to be able to open this up. I'm not going to be able to open this up. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, let's see if I can do it without ruining it. Did you guys see what I did? Did you see what I did? I'm going to make all of these mistakes here for you so you don't have to make them. These are all the things that you want to make sure you don't do. Okay. Oh, I did it. I think I'll see how many times I can take this apart. The stopper needs to go on the back. Otherwise you're going to see that seam, and you don't want to see that seam. Oh, crud. And I can't turn this one around because we've got this happening, right? Do I have any more white around here? All right. Hang tight. I'm going to cut one more piece here just because I feel like you want to see this. Okay, so 3 1/4 by 5 is what we had our piece cut to. I'm not going to stamp it this time. I'm just going. This one looks like it's even a little bit shorter, but that's totally okay. In fact, this little tiny piece that came off the side, I'm going to use that as our stopper. All right, let's put that on the bottom. Boom. And we're going to trim off the edges. I told you, that's what I do. I show you how to fix things. Show you how to fix your mistakes. And let's see, while I'm reverse engineering and taking everything apart, let's see if I can get this label off without ruining it. Yes. Okay. There's no word stamped on this one, but that's okay. They won't get that extra surprise. But a lot of love went into this card, right? A whole lot of love went into this card. Okay, let's re-sticky strip. This looks so sad on the inside. Oh my goodness. Oh, so funny. All right, this one actually looks good. I don't think we need to replace that one. Going. Oh, I'm glad that helps you. That makes me feel better. Samantha says because you make mistakes and show us how to fix them, it helps her so much. Well, I am happy to hear that. Then I'm happy to make more mistakes just to help you. If that's what it takes, Samantha, I am going to make some more mistakes for you, just for you. Okay, sticky strip is back on. Putting this in. Oh, I cut that too short. Dang it. I asked, how many more things do I need to take apart on this card? I know I did. Oh, for crying out loud. You know what? This one doesn't have a stopper on it. You guys are just going to have to deal with me. You saw the stopper. You saw how it works, right? Okay. This one's going to come out. So, shutting the card again. And now, boom. Now, because I didn't put a stopper on it, this can come all the way out, which is not a big deal, honestly. I kind of like that. I kind of like that it does that, because I'm going to tell you right now, when you give this to people, they're going to take it apart. They are. They're going to want to see how you made it. They're going to be like, whoa, that is so cool, right? And I'm flipping that over because it was yucky looking anyways. So it gives you the opportunity to do that too. So you saw how to do the stopper if you're a stopper person and don't want it to come all the way out. And if you want it to come all the way out, this is how you do it. Either way is fine. And then you just stick your label onto the front with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, but I've got one more trick to show you. Look, if I didn't make you feel like anybody could make this card after watching that, because I'm pretty sure anybody could make this card after watching that. I don't care if you have no experience. You could probably not only make it like a boss, but really show me up. Oh my goodness. You would think it was Monday. All right, let's put that right down there at the bottom. Straight up. You're the best. Let's make sure straight up is straight. You're the best. Boom. Magical. Magic of secrets revealed. But I have one more thing to share. This was kind of cool. I think it was Kelly Pitts that had this idea. So this is just a regular card base, you know, 8.5 by 5.5. I have these measurements on there, and I put a little insert inside. So if you want to have a space to sign, I mean, sometimes people just sign on the back here, which is really cool. But if you wanted to have a, just like we did with the last, the bar bendy pop-up card, look at this. Just take a little adhesive and attach this to that card base. And boom, you not only have this magic card. Oh my gosh, what are we stuck on now? There we go. We not only have this magic card, but now it opens. And now you can sign it on the inside. Oh, I'm glad you guys like that. Thanks. You guys are awesome. So that is our magic card. It goes with our part 1. And that was the bendy card. Bendy card folding down flat and pops up. I kind of have to hold it here because if I put it up like this, you guys can't really see it, right? But if you missed the part 1 video, you definitely want to go back and check that out. And a couple of things before you guys go, because some huge things happened today. And one was I announced my a new special for the rest of this month. If you place a $50 order in my online store, I'm giving you the brand new in color ombre bags. These are so cool, super cool bags. They come in all 5 of the new ombre colors. You're going to get a full pack. So all you need to do is place an order using my hostess code. Go to stampwithtami.com, click shop online, and I will send those on the 7th. There is still time to get retiring list items. They are selling out, but there's still some good ones left from the annual catalog. And also this week, the clearance rack was refreshed. So 60% off, up to 60% off retiring products, up to 60% off on clearance rack. There's some hard to find things on that clearance rack, so you don't want to miss out. And also, I have all of the supplies that I used here today on the resource page and on that free PDF for you. And if you're on YouTube, they're listed on my YouTube channel as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a great rest of your Friday. And I feel like I'm just going to go down some whiskey after after that. I'm so kidding. I am so kidding. It really, if that was the worst thing that happens, I'm okay with it. It's such a fun. This was actually a lot of fun. And I always have fun. I was really looking forward to this. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me today.